Well, good morning, everybody. This is Linda, and welcome to Handsthatcook. Now, as you all know, I have an unending quest for trying to find the easiest way to make good biscuits and pie crust, because those are two of the most difficult things to get right. Move back. They're difficult. So I have yet another way to make biscuits, and this time we're going to make them in a food processor. Already in the bowl, I've got 2½ cups of self-rising flour. Now, don't ask me down in the body, is that self-rising flour? Watch the video and you'll know, right? 2½ cups of self-rising flour. This is butter. And I just took it out of the freezer. It's frozen solid. Now, I've never used this little gizmo on I'm going to show it to you. This is a fine grater right here. I don't know if it'll work. We're going to find out. I'm going to try to grate this real fine into the flour. And let's see if it'll work. Doesn't want to work, guys. But we're going to keep working at it. Oh, I wonder if the small one would be better. If it'll even fit in there. No, it doesn't. We got to use this big one. Alright. Well, that won't work at all. I'll be back. Alright, it was the top had come loose. It has to be up against this base right here till it clicks. So there we go. Alright, it didn't all, you see I still have a little piece right here. I'm going to try my best to get it to grate up. We'll see. Okay, let's just take this off. It grated beautifully. Can y'all see that? I got this little bit left over, and I'm just going to put it in there. I'm going to get what came up on the sides and put it in there. Now remember, the butter was frozen solid. I had put it in my freezer a month or so ago, so it was good and frozen. Alright, excuse me. That's a stick of butter. Now the next thing I'm going to do, because this flour is not cold, is put this in the freezer, the whole thing. However, before I do that, I'm going to take my hands and mix this in with the flour. I'll tell you exactly how I'm going to do it. My hands are a mess, y'all, but now I'm going to put this back on. There we go. And I'm going to put, well, I don't think I can get it on there, to tell you the truth. Alright, we're just going to leave it like this. I'm going to put this in the freezer for till the flour gets cold. And then I'll bring you back. Now I have taken, I left my butter and flour in the freezer longer than 10 minutes. If your flour's cold when you start, then that's all you'll need. Now if you don't have a food processor, this isn't the video for you. But I have 2 or 3 other really good easy biscuit recipes on my channel. So look for those. Just type biscuit in my search bar and they'll come up. Now the reason I took the flour out is so that I could put this blade on there and get it on there good. And this of course is just parchment paper. I'm going to put it back in there. And I'm going to use the same parchment paper. So see, it's back in the food processor. Same parchment paper. Now, I'm going to take a cup of buttermilk. Shake it up good. I'll put the top back on. And we're going to pulse this buttermilk in. But we're not going to pulse it for very long because we don't want to over process the flour that's already in here. So I've got my buttermilk. This is whole buttermilk, and I used white lily flour. To me that's the best flour, but if you don't have white lily, use any self-rising flour. Alrighty. That was 7 times. I don't think that's quite enough. Ten times. Alright, I'm going to take this off. We're going to put it right back down on this paper. Be careful. Take my blade out. There we go. Now this is simple. I want to get it all out. Preheat your oven to 450 and let it keep preheating even after the little buzzer goes off, because it's not quite at 450. I've tested and I know that's true. Okay, now gently, let me put this back up here. I want to get all of this off my blade, but be careful. These things are sharp. All right, gently. I think that's enough. We're not even gonna, I might need a little flour on this. I do, I need a little flour. Let me get this up where it belongs. This is not hard, y'all. I'm just pressing it together. That's all I'm doing. Just like as if you were making a pie dough. Because biscuits are, here we go. Biscuits are just as temperamental. I had a scoop in there. They're just as temperamental as pie dough to get a good biscuit. Alright, I'm putting some flour on it. I'm going to get it shaped into a disc. We're just making it easier to handle. That's all we're doing. We're not kneading it. We're pushing it. We're pushing it together. If you got extra crumbs, don't worry about it. Lift up the side. Now, this is about perfect, really it is. Now what I'm going to do, just like in my other video, is I'm going to start folding this over on itself. One. If it starts getting sticky, just add a little bit of flour. Two. And just keep mashing it in while you're forming it. Push it down. I'm going to fold this over again. Three. Now you may need a little more buttermilk or a little less. It just depends on the humidity in the flour and in the air in your house. It's 4. Whoop. We're doing this all by hand. It's just trying to put a biscuit together, right? And this is really cold. It's not going to hurt it. Alright, I have a whoop-a-daisy. Hold on a sec. I got some sausage going here. And I just about burned it. That's okay. Alright, here's my biscuit cutter. Right here. I want to try to get these all the same height. This little pat of dough. I'm using a big biscuit cutter because I thought about it. Now for me and Sam, why eat 2 small biscuits when you can just eat 1 large biscuit, right? So that's what I'm working on right here. 1 large biscuit. 2.5 inch biscuit cutter. Go to the edge so you can get more out of your first cut. None of them are going to be as good as their first cut. Why? Because that is the cut that has been handled the least. These are thick biscuits. I'll put them in my biscuit pan. That's 3. This is 4. Now you should be able to get a dozen biscuits out of this if you're not making these large ones. And when you gather it back up, gather it like I'm doing right here. Just squeeze it. Just squeeze it and shape it that way. Whoop. Now, I like parchment paper because it is bigger than wax paper, but you can certainly use wax paper. Try to get this the same height. And it doesn't matter if your dough is not shaped round. That just doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to finish these up, and these I'm going to put in the freezer just like they are and have them another morning. When I get ready to cook them, I put them on my baking sheet, and while my oven is preheating, they just sit on the baking sheet till I'm ready for them, right? And we'll be back. Okay, I baked these big old biscuits. Now look at the size of that biscuit. 15 minutes. Sam, what do you want on yours? Just a sausage? This is actually the size of 2 biscuits, if you want to know the truth. Oh, look at the inside of that biscuit. You see how flaky? It's perfect. And it was all done in a food processor and done by hand. What do you want for sausage?
Yeah, a little sausage, maybe a little butter.
You want sausage on one side.
A little butter.
A little butter on the other. Whoop. You'll see I about burned it. The sausage, but it'll still taste good. I know it will. Let's see here.
That's good. That's enough. Thank you.
Let me get over there.
Over where?
Where you are, so they can see. Alrighty. No, put it back where it belongs. I'll find it. Alright, come on. There's his biscuit. Here's mine. I want sausage on one side with mustard, and on the other side I'm going to have butter. I'm just going to do this like it was 2 biscuits because it rose beautifully. Well, what do you think?
Well, is it time to eat it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Well, I know it'll be good. I mean,
now if you don't make your biscuits as big as these, you may have to, time them for 10 to 13 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. You'll know, really, when they're done.
good flaky texture. It's great. Mm-hmm.
It's a good biscuit.
That's a good biscuit. Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Now, this will probably be the last biscuit recipe that I put on here unless I find something exceptional. Because I just want everybody to be able to make a good biscuit. That's what I want. And a good pie dough. That's my desire. So if you have a food processor, this will work out fine for you. If you don't, then, you know, I told you I have 2 or 3 other biscuit recipes on my channel you can follow that make great biscuits. Do you have a joke for us, Sammy?
Well, kind of.
Okay.
There was this guy visiting Washington, D.C., and one afternoon he was visiting the Senate chamber. And there was no one there except the janitor. And he asked...
Crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, y'all. Go ahead.
He asked the janitor, he said, doesn't any work get done here anymore? He said, yeah, that's in the morning, and in the afternoon they don't show up. That's all. That's not too funny, but hadn't heard many good ones lately.
I may lose some subs over this, but...
Over what?
What I'm about to say, congratulations, Kavanaugh. They put him through hell. So anyway...
Well, you shouldn't be political.
That's the only thing I'm going to say.
You're telling you cooking, not politics.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all, forgive me for that statement. Oh, these biscuits are delicious. They're delicious.
They are.
So y'all, thank you so much for coming in. Welcome to all of my new subs. And thank you for your loyalty to all my old ones. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I appreciate it. So, be sure to like and subscribe. And hit the bell, excuse me, that's next to the subscribe button. And it will notify you every time I upload a new video. So thank you for coming in today. You all take care. And God bless every one of you.